Hello, everybody. Welcome to Drawing the Blank today with my boy Danny, and we also
What's
have
up?
we have a special guest today, up and coming hip hop artist Freshie. Say what's up, man.
Dirty.
Dirty, dirty. Um, so tell us little bit about yourself and your music, and what inspired you to become an artist and do what you're doing today.
Shit, Dirty Boy Fresh, man. Dirty Boy Freshie. Little Freshie, young Freshie. From the east side of Cleveland, from East Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Um, yeah, shit, young nigga, you know what I'm saying? Just doing what I'm supposed to do. Uh, Everything inspired me, man. The struggle just being, having without, going without, and shit like that. Not having shit.
Yeah.
Still not having shit. Trying to get shit, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh yeah, totally.
past shit, all that, all that shit just inspired it for real. And like, my mom, she used to rap, so like, I always knew I was gonna be famous for something.
Yeah, your mom's used to rap.
Yeah, hell yeah. She met Michael Jackson, Will Smith,
Oh
New
man.
Edition, everybody. She
Yeah.
got pictures with all them, Queen Latifah, all that shit. So I was like, and then my dad, you feel me? He was a hood superstar. So like, I just knew I was gonna be something.
Yeah. I would kill to meet Michael Jackson. Real shit. I would give my arm away.
Life, like yeah. My mama met him, so I feel like I met him.
Right. So when did you start? Like when did you start creating music and putting your art out?
She to me, I feel like I started as soon as I was born, but to be serious though, like I really started when I was like 9, 10. I got in trouble in like elementary. Got in trouble for cussing, and then my principal gave me ultimatum like make a positive song or he gonna send a note of me cussing to my mama, and I ain't want. She wasn't gonna trip. I ain't want to disrespect her, and then like I was young too, so I ain't really, what I'm saying, that was like kind of bad thing to do for real. So I wasn't trying to like get in trouble for real, or even have her. I was just always getting in trouble, but I just ain't want her to be salty at me for real. My dad really being salty at me, so I like I'm gonna make this positive song. And shit, I had to fucking not go to recess for a couple of days and shit. And that shit sucked, but I ended up making like my life.
Yeah, it happens.
I made my life and that.
Well, to get into our first topic, and I think it's been a controversy. I mean, for a long time, I guess it's about the evolution. I want to say of hip hop in general and itself, and how people feel about um, how people new rappers versus old rappers, pretty much. And so,
Yeah,
what I want to say really is, I feel like with everything it changes. Everything changes, so it's like art has changed, movies have changed, and I think people aren't accepting the fact that hip hop is also changing because we're so used to
facts,
big people who impacted
facts,
music. But I think that we have to realize that it's a new generation. It's a new wave of artists that are becoming.
facts. I feel like, man, people know shit changed, man. People just really want conversation. It's like conversation. It's like the Browns or the Cavs. Like it's just something to talk about. Like it don't really matter.
Mm,
Like you know what I'm saying. That's why I know people know things change. They know that rap it ain't, it's not no rule book to rap. It's not no rule book to life. You feel me? So shit change all the time. It's really, I feel like people just more so say stuff for conversation and just
Right.
to have something to say. I mean, it might be an honest opinion, but it really don't matter. Like people may like say like the younger music and is not as good as the older music, but that's just an opinion for real.
right.
It's like I noticed too because it's like a lot. Like we've like a lot of people are. There's some people that are like stuck in the thing like, oh, there has to be like this lyricism. It has to sound like this. But it's like there's a lot of people, especially these days, like that have like incredible like lyricism too. It's just the way that they
Yeah,
deliver it.
they just be wanting people who say that just want that music for them. They just be it gotta be like this. So when
And
they
it's
listen
like
to it, it fit them. But
it's
I
like
mean, at the end of the day, it's just an opinion.
it is.
And we've been talking on the past couple podcasts about that Eminem and MGK beef, and I think that's where that topic really came out the most is hip hop.
Right. Yeah, this the
Good.
best music ever been. I feel like you know what I'm saying. I've been like I said, I've been doing music since I was 8, 9 years old. So like, I just always been into music. Like you know what I'm saying.
Right.
And I feel like this the best music ever been. Like period. Like
Yeah, I
period.
feel
And
like
I think
yeah, good.
my bad.
Uh,
I just feel like shit. You feel me? As man, it's because like you getting younger people doing it, and you getting more people that's like coming doing it naturally without labels, doing it without all this stuff behind it. It's like more so just like it make it more relatable. So
Yeah.
I think this the best because a person could really be like somebody like me and then just look at somebody like, you know what I'm saying? Like Wiz Khalifa. You know, I always looked at him and be like, I want to be like, you know, it's relatable. Like it's something you could really see yourself doing rather than like back then when the Temptations or some shit. Like that shit looked at impossible to get a record deal. And then you feel me, you like making $2, like it just that shit looked at impossible, like to even become something. Now it's like more possible for people to make their own way in this shit. So it's like giving like people musicians like it's giving us our own world to make our own shit happen instead of like you gotta go to the label, you gotta have a hit record. Like now you don't have to do none of that shit. You just gotta have a fan base, make good music, have your shit together and make money. And you don't even gotta be famous. You could make money and not even be famous in this rap shit.
Yeah. What I always compare. Sorry to interrupt. I always compare. So like for example, when rock and roll first came out, you know, everyone was so skeptical about getting into it. And then once it became big, you know, everyone wanted to do it, and that's why we have so many of those rock and roll bands. And then hip hop came along. Hip hop still, in my personal opinion, is still kind of in its early ages. You know, it's been around for It's still in its early ages. Now, now we're getting to the point
to
where.
be honest,
yeah, good.
My bad, my fault. Go ahead.
No, you good, man. Go ahead. What do you gotta say, bro? Yeah, you good, bro. Go ahead.
I about to say, to be honest, that shit used to be trash to me. I mean, like it was good. Like I like, you know what I'm saying, I fucked with it, but when I think back on it, I be like, man, that shit was trash. Like man, the music people making now is like, man, and I can't wait for it to keep evolving. But like, I was like, man, I mean, you know what I'm saying? That shit back then was like, it was lit, of course, but you listen to that shit now, you be like, man, they ain't doing nothing different. If anything, people who making music now is way better than the people back then.
I feel like.
Go ahead, Danny.
I feel like you know, especially because you know, like the upcoming of like SoundCloud and like DatPiff and all that, like everyone's able to go into their own lane and like be creative.
Exactly.
Like that, like everyone's like, there's a lot of like, yeah, there's some, you know, rappers who are like, you know, do the same thing as each other, but then there, you know, there's artists who like, you know, are just in their complete own lane, and then now they're doing all that like their own thing, and that's what helps is because SoundCloud creates that, you know, diverse, like, you know, just the diverse genre of just whatever you want. Like there's people that have rap and rock, or there's people that take like, you know, rock samples.
Social media, period. I think we got YouTube that was like before SoundCloud. So like, I think just being able to have the internet and social media and shit just allow people to do that and like be in their own lane. I mean, SoundCloud definitely is like one of the kids from that shit, but YouTube and like we was talking about earlier, like it's really, it's just, I feel like it's just social media, period. Like MySpace, like when we had the MySpace shit, you could put your songs on there. Like you could just record. Yeah, you feel me? You could just record in your fucking room and drop your music for all your friends. Like that type of shit is like wasn't happening back when it was fucking Bow Wow and Lil Romeo. Like them niggas had to go to the studio, cut albums, and like, you know, they made more money, of course. I mean, or like as it might have looked, they had bigger budgets for shit. You know, it was more like because it was more like rare. It was more rare for people to get famous, so it was more shit involved. But now it's like you can make your own money off this shit, and now it's just a little bit more. It's not as many limitations as it used to be.
I think that people are expressing themselves more, even though people are like, "Oh, it's just mumble rap." But it's not really about that. It's what they're saying, and I think
it's just about It's like you just do some shit, then you go record at your homie house. Like you gonna get that type of music, you know. Versus like you get a big ass budget for a fucking album, and you gotta be in this studio every single day. It's like it's a difference. You feel me? It's a difference. Like it's just
almost forced when you're just chilling at your house. Like you can just sit there smoking chill with your like dudes, and you can just come up with something on the fly.
Even if it's like unforced, like something you happy to do, like see Keith finally rich, like his first album, like that shit was a banger.
Yeah.
He, you know what I'm saying? Like that's because like he was able to do his thing first, and then his thing became what the label wanted, instead of like how it used to be like that you gotta make a hit record and that's how your whole album gotta sound. Like that's why Soulja Boy, it was hard for him to really like prosper for real, because like I don't say labels, but it's just like that time period for real. It was like what you kind of had to do if you was signed.
He had Soldier Boy. I remember I was reading in an interview. He really finessed his way in the beginning because that's when LimeWire was big.
Oh yeah.
And I used to like to play. He used to say 50 Cent songs or say his songs was 50 Cent songs.
Yeah.
And people would click on it. He like bait them and shit.
Yeah, he baited them.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
It worked though. It's unique. It's I don't want to say it's trolling, but it worked. And I was like, damn, man, like that's like it's smart because like back then everyone's like everyone's on fucking LimeWire, just like, oh, you know, I'm trying to get these few songs before I get my computer virus, and they're like, oh, 50 Cent in the club, and then they hear you, and they're like, who's this?
Well, I think trolling has definitely come a long way. Still goes on to this day. For example, 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine's the biggest troll in the hip hop industry, I feel like, right now. But
hell yeah, no, Kanye West
too. But with 6ix9ine, it's like
Kanye's the biggest troll.
The thing about the thing about 6ix9ine is that like everybody
6ix9ine the most honest troll.
He's more, you know, he goes and he says what he needs to say. But the thing is, like, it doesn't matter how many people think he's trash. When he says he's putting out a song and it's gonna hit Billboard, he does it. And you can't argue with those numbers. You know, like he might be the most trash artist ever, but he's making the numbers. That's what he's focusing. He's just there for the money, not for the
entertainment.
Artwork. Right.
It's the entertainment. Yeah. Like, I mean, personally, like on a level, like there's some people like I know they're actually like 6ix9ine, and I'm just like, you know, given some of his music and just some of the shit he's been through, I'm like, you know, I don't like thoroughly listen to it, but you just look at the numbers and it's like, damn, you know, fucking he's out there, you know, on IG Live, like he'll start beef with other rappers. Like I think he had some shit with Trippy, and then
all that shit away. You take all that shit away and listen to his music, man. He got some nice songs though.
He's got a few songs that are bangers, but I mean, not all of them.
He's smart though, like.
Well, yeah,
he's smart, man. You know what I'm saying?
He does it right.
And that's every artist. Not every artist gonna have, you know, like the best songs, but all his music not just gonna be like hits. You know what I'm saying? But like he make good music. You know what I'm saying? And that's all that matters.
Hit maker. For to sit down and decide to make at least his debut album a while back. But if he were to sit down and make his own little album or a project that he wanted to put himself into, I feel like it might be good. But who knows? You know?
Yeah. I mean, see, I feel like his shit was. I mean, he made what he, you know what I'm saying? What he could make, and especially with all the pressure under him. I mean, he made good music though. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't folding, and that's what I look at with artists. Like, set aside from the trolling, I mean, he a smart ass motherfucker. But just like Kanye, you feel me? Like, you might not like shit he do, but like, nigga, music is amazing. Like,
I don't care what anybody says about Kanye West. His music will always hold a special place in my heart. From you know, all the way from Graduation, 808 to Heartbreaks, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, Yeezus, and I was really looking forward for Yandhi to come out, and the fact that it hasn't come out has really pissed me off because I really was wants to hold it for some dumb shit.
That's that trolling.
Yeah, that's what a lot of like rappers like I see doing. Like, they'll put like on like IG, they'll be like, yo, run it up with like 200 comments and I'll drop this, or they'll like wait, and then like they'll get 200 comments and I see they don't drop it, and then they get more and more, and then they finally drop it, and then they actually and they get that following because people are like, oh damn, this song's gonna fucking hit.
We don't be expecting people to be supporting like that, so
right, and it feels good though.
Yeah, and then it feels great to have people commenting under your work. So I do that. I always do that. I always just let my fans decide. I mean, I decide what I want to put out, but I see the reaction before I put it out, just to get the momentum. Like, it's all really about keeping that momentum. Like,
that's,
you know what I'm just making sure like people is watching, and I mean, people watching. Everybody not gonna be focused on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you got fans and you got supporters that's watching, so you just want to keep them in the loop, keep that momentum, like, you know,
because if they keep, you know, commenting, you know, sharing the shit too, it helps you out tremendously.
It's a mental thing. Even though that comment don't really mean anything, it's more so a memory. Like, it's a muscle memory. You just building a muscle memory to remember, like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, he doing something. Like, he got music. Oh, I like that. Like, it just get them, put you in their brain for the time being, you know what I'm saying? So you ain't gonna never forget, especially if you're your favorite artist, you ain't gonna never forget You know what I'm saying? That snippet, like you just gonna always remember that shit.
Yeah. Well, topic. Sorry to switch topic. This topic that we were talking before we started about networking and how artists should get better at networking. And I feel like with the social media that we have now, especially with like YouTube and stuff, it's not easy or it's not hard to network because like the way I see it, a game plan I think for a new artist should be, start like YouTube or a SoundCloud channel and they offer paid promotion. And there's nothing wrong with doing the paid promotion because the more that
I said in this song.
Yeah, good.
I said in this song, fucking network, trying to build my net worth.
Yeah,
And on some real shit. I don't even really. I mean, that is. I agree with you on some shit like, yeah, network, but then I disagree too because it's ways you can network without having to really network. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, like you just said, it was like how you just said, do that. You know what I'm saying? But you want that shit to look kind of come genuine. You don't want to, like, as a rapper. It's different. I'm a rapper. You interview and stuff like that. You're an interviewer. You know what I'm saying? So it's different how you would want to network with people versus how I would. But any rapper that is listening to this and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? You want that shit to be genuine. You want not necessarily everybody just to come to you because you don't have to go to people too.
Yeah.
But you just want it to be natural and genuine. You know what I'm saying? Like, and cause that's the best way to network is when like you and a person like fuck with each other mutually. If y'all both mutual and it's like the respect is mutual, like they know they working for you, you know you working for them or whatever the case may be, then it's like, you know what I'm saying, y'all have a way longer relationship than somebody you just like trying to, you trying to meet, like I gotta meet him and I gotta know them and I gotta be with them, like that energy is a show for real.
Right, because it's just like you like if you it's wanting to like meet them, be like, oh, I got to meet them because they're big in this aspect or whatever. And it's like instead of just like, hey, I want to work with this
rapper
person.
Always feel like they gotta do a song with a rapper. Like we ain't even gotta do music. It's better to just kick it and just like smoke a blunt with me, chop it with me, or I chop it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I met my closest friends in this music shit. Just being like a person at the end of the day, like.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you doing what you love.
Me. I'm just doing what I love, exactly.
And others love it,
and
especially.
And it's other people that do it, so you gotta just be normal. Just kind of like be normal, and then like just be yourself. And then, like I said, fucking network, trying to build my network. So at the same, my fucking network trying to build my network. But like at the same time, you feel me? Like, you gotta show motherfuckers you lit. You gotta show people lit though. You gotta give them a reason to even want to know you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta have a reason for people to want to be around you, and not just because you rap or because you interview famous people or because you got money. It just like, you know what I'm saying? Just be like, oh, swear you, what up, Freshie? Like, I be seeing you. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah,
you make a name for yourself.
It's just genuine when they be like, oh, I've been fucking with your shit. Oh, I've been fucking with you too. Like, let's kick it. Let's smoke a blunt. You feel me? Or let's work on something. Let's hit this stew. Listen to some. Let me hear some new shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes take yourself out of your own shoes.
Right.
Be in that person's shoes. See what they got going on.
A common thing that I noticed, I'm in a bunch of SoundCloud groups on Facebook, and that's how I search for the artists that I feature on here. Common thing. Instead of listening to each other's music or wanting to connect or even feature or create music together, a common thing that I see, and it's also with the streaming. I do streaming, like video game streaming as well. I see it in that community as well. A lot of people want to do follow for follow, like follow me on SoundCloud, I'll follow you, and that's how they network. And I try to explain, not a lot of backlash about it on Facebook.
Oh yeah, you did. I remember that.
That stuff, in my opinion, I feel like that stuff doesn't really benefit you in the long run because you're just at that point you're just clout chasing, Yeah. And
it's like you just trying. It's like that shit should just come natural. Like I don't follow nobody on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even follow people on Twitter or Instagram if I wasn't like bored and be on my shit. But like Twitter, I follow like 20 people. My Instagram, I got an Instagram social media marketer, like somebody who run my Instagram sometimes, like help me get engagements and shit. But so I don't really got no control over how I won't even follow people on there. I just follow clothing like side, like
Stuff you're
That's what I
interested in.
do.
And shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just be following, like, you know what I'm saying, people I'm interested in, or like shit that inspire me, or like people that I can't really talk to all the time on the phone. Because if I got your number, I'm not about to follow you on every fucking social media unless like unless you inspire me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you my homie. Like, it's very few people like that. But I mean, you ain't really gotta do that shit. I feel like shit. The music should speak, and your life should speak for itself. Like, if you lit, then people gonna want to get to know you, and then if you feel like they lit, you gonna want to get to know them, and it just go hand in hand. It really ain't gotta, like, I don't. I never was a part of that type of shit. Though. I never used to like ask for follows, or, like, none of that shit. People just follow me based off my. I just put my social media places on my Instagram, on my SoundCloud, shit on my Xbox, whatever. I just put Freshie. Just let people follow that shit.
That's what I'd be doing.
Search that shit on their own.
Because it's like if especially if like in my aspect, like with making clothes and shit, like I have a lot of like now like it used to be where I would like follow one person and then like, you know, like I had people follow me. Yeah, and
following the people that you don't even know.
Right, I'm just like, you know, this is stupid. Like, I want to connect with the people like I want to work with, and like I got in touch with a few people, you know, like out in New York, like, you know, who just like do that fashion modeling stuff, and they're like, hey, you know, like on the real, if you send me like some of your stuff, like I'll model this, shout you out. I'm like, shit, you know, like I don't mind. Like like they help me out, I help them out, and then there have been times where like who was it? I got Diego money. He sent me his address because I was like, hey, you know, I shoot my shot. I was like, hey, you know, I run a clothing line. You know, do you mind like if I send you some stuff? He's like, yeah, send it out. And I sent it to him. And he never got back to me. So I was just like, you know, I'll just take the L for that one. But it's like there's people you actually like hit back up and they're like, yeah, bro, like I want to rep your shit. Like, you know, I'm down to help you out. And then, you know, I try to help them out. And it's like I try to be a genuine person. Like I want to help people out because like I know, like I see the goals they have, and like, you know. Yeah, like with you too, it's just like, you know, I'm like, damn, you know, Freshie, you know, I want to help him out as much as I can. Right. And it's like, I don't even want shit for it. I just like being genuine. That's a human trait.
As long as you put that out, you know, some people don't got that same, you ain't gonna attract that same energy. So, but as long as you keep putting that energy out, you'll get it back when it's, you know what I'm saying, the right person. So.
Right. That's why I keep doing it.
You only want to work with the right people, and the people you end up working with. That you know what I'm saying, it'd be worth it. Like damn, I'm glad I know this person. Like, you know what I'm saying, even though like it may not be like a super famous ass, it's just like damn, you know what I'm saying, like
they support
like my homie Tezo, like he's on Machine Gun Kelly and shit, and he not Machine Gun, you know what I'm saying, like people will expect me to be working with Machine Gun Kelly, you know what I'm saying, but like that's my homie Tezo, like, you know what I'm saying, he a real ass nigga, like he one of the people you could just call and just like, hey, like genuine, you know what I'm saying? But we still do work, we still get to work, do our shit. He helped me out a lot, but he's a genuine person.
And those are the best people. Like those are the best people. Like you want to keep around for life because it's like
you want to just always work with. I'd rather work with somebody I could that's not gonna be weird and that's not on that other shit, rather than somebody that's like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'd rather just work with people that. Some real shit.
You vibe with them better, like that. Like you ain't gotta be, you don't have to be different. Like you can be yourself in the studio, and like they'll support you and stuff too. Like, and you have that genuine like relationship. It's like, yeah, but like I can call you and talk to you too, and we can like both put in some work in the studio. And like I feel like that's like the best like thing right there, because it's like
the best relationships. They're the best people to have like as friends in this music industry, and then the type of people I follow.
You guys feel that people take social media too seriously? And also, do you feel like people, because okay, to me, there's a lot of people who say like, oh, people who think that they're more mature because they don't have social media, because they don't use it. Do you feel that they're just using social media wrong?
Those people is fucking, I mean, it's two sides to everything. Like them people, it depends if they do it naturally. If they just naturally don't kind of like don't even know what it's like, if they just live in it, but they live in their best life, I respect it.
Right.
You don't even give a fuck about Instagram. I wish I could be like, you know what I'm saying? Like I wish I could be like that. But it's people who force themselves to not fuck with this shit just because their life is corny as fuck. So they just be like, fuck Instagram, fuck. That shit really be saving people's lives. That shit really be helping people eat. that shit be helping. Like, I respect the social media on that part because that shit helped me make money. You know what I'm saying? It changed my life. You know what I'm saying? That shit, social media.
Well, you see a lot of people these
it's like
days.
Help my career.
Yeah, you see a lot of people like, for example, Vine. You know, there's a lot of people whose careers wouldn't have started if Vine was never created. You know,
Exactly.
Same thing with Instagram video because Vine got shut down, so a lot of people switched over to Instagram videos. And I mean, even YouTube is technically a social media, and there's some people whose careers wouldn't be here without YouTube. And so
without YouTube, exactly. Without Twitter, without Instagram, none of that shit.
So I try to
if
tell.
I wasn't able to show people a picture of my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Every couple of days out the week, then like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? That's like,
what are you doing?
What other outlet are you gonna use as an artist? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Other than like the news, if you just like breaking the news, or you just like on TV all the time, like that's how I used to have to be. Like, artists, the labels used to put the artists directly on the TV. Now the TV is the phone, so like
everybody has access to it.
You feel me? Everybody got access to the phone more than the TV. Like, so it's just bigger. It's just wider. It's just like, you feel me?
Yeah.
So I feel like definitely like social media is like taking over that.
Yeah, the people who be on that other shit, like, that shit, you shouldn't be on Instagram that word. Man, fuck them, cause they don't got nothing to do on social media.
Yeah,
so
they're just bored. They're on there just looking at porn.
Exactly.
Or cat photos
or
and
they
shit.
Get 3 likes, or they should just like they life porn. Not even about the likes. It's just their life ain't shit. So you feel me? They just be on some like hating shit for real. Today they ain't got nothing to say.
I don't really use Instagram that much anymore. I used to post a bunch of pictures all the time. I really transitioned over to using Twitter because Twitter, I don't know, I think Twitter to me is just a place where I can just go and I can voice my opinion and
they both live, man. They both, you know what I'm saying, is used for such every social media. It's good to have a balance. You know, I always tell my niggas, use everything. Like, you know, just use all that shit. I get on that shit. I post a picture on Instagram. I make sure I got tweets. I make sure shit I'm on SoundCloud being active. I make sure I'm on YouTube being active. I make sure I spend really active. Like,
the more active you are, the more people will take you seriously.
Exactly.
Like, that's the thing too. Was like, you know, people like there used to be people that are like, oh, you can't make money off social media and all this. Like, it's people's jobs now. Like, you know, they do
jobs, bro.
Like,
jobs, bro. This is how I eat for real, and it funnel in through the social media and start there.
Yeah,
I mean, start with the music and all that, of course, but like, you know, it funnel through the social media. That's where people can contact you so you can make some money.
Right, and it's like, you know, you can offer like, hey, you know, I'll work with you on this track, or like, you know, they repost it, they help you like spread the word, or they want to work with you.
Shit,
so it's like
social media even just help me meet people like that I've known that helped change my life. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just from social media. If it wasn't for social media, I wouldn't. Shit, my dad. You feel me? Like, me and my dad, we always had a relationship. He wasn't ever like not in my life type of dad, but we ain't never used to see eye to eye all the time because he used to want me to be like just get a job, just not go down the road I went for real. You feel me? And we ain't never just used to always agree all the time, but shit, social media helped our relationship. It helped him be able to see my life, like, and be like, damn, you know, my son, this what he love to do, and he good doing it. He ain't never know how serious I took it, or how many fans I really had, or places I was really going, until he started seeing on fucking Facebook and then Instagram. And now, you know what I'm saying, he called me like, I seen your interview, or, you know what I'm saying, just little shit. Like,
well, I think what it is with the older generation.
Like,
go ahead.
No, you good. But no, I was just about to wrap that shit up. Yeah, like, that shit say me and my parent, you know what I'm saying, relationship. That's why I fuck with social media.
I think it's our parents. I think it's just because, you know, that stuff wasn't there for them, so they didn't have that kind of opportunity. And now with it being around, they don't completely understand it, or a lot of them don't completely understand it, so they don't think that it's something that serious. But they have to understand that, like, people are eating off of this. You know, people are getting their careers off of this, off of.
They get known.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
when they see that shit, you know, when they see that shit, you doing good for yourself, and you know, they just see you living your best life. You know, you just respect it. You just respect everything that you're doing when you got a visual representation. And then like with Twitter, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just always good to interact, like, cause that's just how people like going to parties and talking and shit like that. Anyway, you know, you go to a club or you go to an event, little network, you know, that's networking. You feel me? So just like Twitter, you know, it's the same thing. I'm also use it just for like music. I use both of my shits just more so to like promote my music, my life, and my career. I don't really kind of use it like for nothing else. I mean, I definitely be talking to people and shit, and talk to my fans and shit.
Yeah.
You know, even if it's an interview, you know what I'm saying? Like meeting, like, you know, this nigga, you know what I'm saying? Just all that shit is come from social media for real. So
Well,
this shit is TV.
It's a good outlet. Like I feel like and especially on the topic of social media, I feel like the one thing too that like I like to see. I mean, it's not like, you know, anyone else's preference, but like I really like to see what, like, especially when the artists like actually reach out to their fans and like talk to them and like engage them with and shit. Because like I've seen like some rappers or even just general musicians where like they'll have like, you know, a decent fan base, but like I don't see them, you know, engaging with their fans. They're just posting tour dates. And like I went to a show before at the Odeon downtown, and I saw this band, you know, before they're like promoting the show, and like I saw all these people commenting, and like they didn't talk back, and then they went
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
did the show and left. Like
I don't know what be wrong with the people. I think that it's really the drugs or niggas or people. Some people, everybody was raised different, so some people really just don't give a fuck about the shit. Some people really don't give a fuck about the fans or the people. I don't know. I would never know. It's hella weird to me because I can't. It's like a bone in my body that make me can't even not talk to people. Like, and I think it's just because I've been doing this music shit for so long. I just realized, like, I don't know. I'm just humble.
you
I'm
are
real.
like,
You know what I'm saying?
I noticed that like you are humble, like especially me. I mean, dude, like I remember it was like a few months ago. Like I sent you a shirt. And I gave you that letter in it too, and like ever since then, like we've been rocking with it. Like you engage with your fans heavily, and I fuck with
I
that.
posted the letter, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And we
Yeah,
always
like
kept in contact. Like I even wore this shirt videos. You know what I'm saying? Like it's rappers that don't do shit like that, and I be like, why? I never understood why. Like I could really never answer that question because I'm the complete opposite. Like
that's
some
how
people don't like that attention. I think I fuck with that. I always liked the attention, and I always engaged into it. Like I wasn't scared of it. I always liked people. People come congratulate me, and then I talk to them. Like, you know, I can't talk to everybody, and some people kind of come off a little weird. But if you come off the right way, and you know, you continue to support and show love and just shit, I'm gonna respond because I mean I'm a human. Like and I'm on Twitter. Like that's why I be hating. Like niggas be on Twitter, on Instagram, but don't be respond. I be like that shit hella weird. Like I can never understand it unless they just be on hella drugs or hella high or give a
or they're
fuck or
just
it's just too many.
like
There's never too many though. Like you see that, you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't
yeah.
like
I
I know
feel
it get to a point like, you know what I'm saying, when it just gonna be overwhelming. I can't respond to everybody, but like at this point, if anybody at a point where they just like, you know what I'm saying, I don't know.
I
I'm
think
at that point where I ain't. It's not too many for me, so I don't know. I can't speak for nobody else.
I guess relating to that topic, and I guess moving into our another topic, is do you feel how do you guys feel about people in their online personas? And I guess this kind of does correlate with the whole, you know, the musician thing. Is like, should people always portray who they truly are on social media? Because it's such a big platform,
Hell
and
yeah.
always
Hell yeah.
and
Be yourself on everything, not even social media, any and everywhere. I mean, you gotta be smart. Be smart. You know, you gotta have fucking double consciousness. You gotta, you know, be yourself, but still be in the culture. Like
yeah,
you gotta, you know, it's about having a double conscience, and whatever you end up doing is the real you. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm hip to shit, and you know I play the game like how I'm supposed to play the game, but at
right,
the same time I'm myself. You know what I'm saying? I don't try to like not shy. I don't shy away from being myself. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
you gonna
people
still get me. You gonna
Big
get
facts.
the smartest things. You know what I'm saying? I'm being as smart as possible. It's about working smarter, not harder. So you just
Absolutely.
got self consciousness for real, for real.
I have some examples here. For example, Boom Gang. Do you feel like if it wasn't for the internet fame, do you think he would still be the way he is now, or do you feel like he would have just been like, okay, well, obviously this isn't working, so I'm gonna just chill out?
Somebody called me. Somebody had called me. Say that again.
Um, so Boom, you know how Boom Gang, you know, he
Yes.
does all that outrageous stuff. You think if it wasn't for the internet fame or all the clout that he was getting, that he wouldn't be the way that he is now, and that he would just been like, okay, you know, this obviously isn't working out for me, so I'm just chill out, because
I
he's
don't know.
definitely come a far way, but not
I don't know.
necessarily
He was
good.
smart enough to do that. Shit, he was gonna find a way.
Just a
He used to
stud.
do music too. I think. I think I was
He
he.
was gonna find a way.
Yeah. Same
But I
thing with
mean,
6ix9ine. If you
if
think
that was going,
if 6ix9ine didn't get as much clout as he did, do you think that he would have, you know, dyed his hair back normally? Have you seen a picture of 6ix9ine before he became famous?
yeah,
Yeah.
When he was hanging out with his girlfriend and he was in the little suit, the little like shirt and the
yeah.
tie. I thought that was so funny because, you know, people change in the matter of years, because he's still young. He's like what, 23, 24 or something like that?
I feel like
Yeah.
that's the real him, but it's his double conscience. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's who he really want to be, but it's like who he kind of gotta be at the same time.
Well, yeah,
So
you
it's like,
can't go back now after getting that many 6ix9ines tatted on him, you know?
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
he's
like,
there.
yeah, it's like. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't really know how to answer that type of question, but I
He
feel
may
like
like
if niggas
wake
if
up and
niggas
change.
that smart, then niggas could find a way. Like, if you
Oh,
that smart,
I
then
guess
you
I guess
you
the
you. But no, I mean, if we never had Instagram or shit like that, then no, hell no, I don't think they would be as famous as they is. They'd probably do something, but
I
I
mean,
don't
like
know.
that, like on the topic of that, it's just like I remember Vine when it was still up. A kid I went to school with. Do you remember? I don't know if you remember that Vine where the kid he's like, "Fuck your chicken strips."
I've
I don't
seen
know if
that.
you like.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw.
I went to school with that kid. That kid, his name's Nate, and fucking after that, I remember he came in school the next day and he was just acting like he was like the biggest shit ever. Like
Oh,
I
he's
feel like
top
he
dog.
got he thought he was top dog, and it's just like that's cool. Like you got a viral video, but like other people would have taken a different direction with that. But I feel like he let it get to his head real quick, and like he wasn't who he was anymore. And like I didn't talk too much of that for a while, and like now I don't like it's good now because I don't want to say it's good that like Vine shut down, but it's like I feel like it helped him because like he went back to like who he was because he realized that all that shit changed him because he was trying to bank off that. He was like, oh yeah, this is me, follow me, do this, do that. Like he wanted to make a career out of it, and that's fine. But it's like at the same time, he really kind of like changed who he was as a person, and then started acting like he was gonna do other things with it. But
Well, I guess the question I'm asking is, okay, let's say, you know, you have somebody who is looking to go viral. So they go and they act out of pocket. They're not themselves, and they do go viral, and they continue to act that way to keep up those numbers. Do you feel like they're just putting on a fake persona, or they've changed who they really are into who they're supposed to be?
I
it's
feel
hard to
like
tell.
I feel like I mean, if you if you doing it, you obviously doing it for a reason. So
Right.
I mean, I feel like they're just being smart with their time in their life. Like if it was on me, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I mean, unless you just do like I don't know, it's like unless you just doing it just to do it, like, and you're not even being smart trying to make money or like trying to get somewhere off of it, or like if you just doing shit, then I don't know, then that's different. But
There are some people who get famous off of just stupid videos, and it's not hard to go viral. You know, I could go around
right,
outside butt naked down the street and go viral tomorrow. But will I run down the street
exactly,
naked every day? Probably not, unless people
right,
wanted to see that. And
exactly,
if that's the case, doing what everybody else wants me to do, and I think that correlates with the whole Boom thing. When Boom got famous off of doing all that stupid shit he was doing, I think the only reason he kept doing it is because he was getting all that clout, and he doesn't
right.
seem to be going down a good path. I was watching his what was he on? He was on
But
a
it got him. But at the end of the day, shit, we talking about, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. He still got his paycheck, so
Exactly. I mean, he had to do what he had to do, but people know his name, you know.
yeah, he's
Yeah,
a
forever they're gonna know Bonking, and they're
Exactly.
gonna see him, and like people can people do that, and like if they stick with it and they have to do what they have to do, but like I feel like people will gravitate you like more if you're just like yourself, like your true
Yeah,
self, like,
for
and
sure.
like
I
I'm
mean,
not
people
sure
gonna gravitate to
they like.
whatever the type they like everybody different. Everybody got different taste
Right.
buds, different opinions, different suggestions. So it all depends on what you like. It's people that love that nigga that what I'm saying. That are probably is
They
a
got
part of his fan. You know what I'm saying? Like that fuck with him. So I don't know. People. Oh, I was about to say like shit. People like I don't know. People who do shit like that. I mean, they smart in a way, but they crazy too. So it's obviously something wrong with them or something. But I don't know. I don't really know.
I always try to tell.
I don't never do shit like that.
I try to tell artists, music artists, and yeah, I'm not like a music artist myself, but what I try to tell people is when you're creating a craft or when you're creating art, you're supposed to be creating it for yourself, not for really anybody else. And the people that fuck with it will come to you, and the people that don't won't. You can't think about when you're making music, you can't be like, okay, I want the people that aren't fucking with me to fuck with me. No, you got to be like the people that are rocking with my shit. How do I get them to keep rocking with my shit? You know?
Right.
So you put out the content
and that's
that
what
you want to.
some people.
Good.
Right. Some people they'll be like, we gotta brand it. We gotta get it out here. And that's sometimes some people's last option is like, fuck it, I ain't got no money. I'm gonna just do some viral shit.
Yeah.
and shit. Like there's a lot of people that are just like if
a lot of people who do the viral shit be like broke or some shit. Some people be rich. I ain't even gonna say that, but like
they just want more maybe, or just like
Yeah.
either they have it for the money or the fame. And it's like
hey, it's the name. It's like you trying to people to remember your name. You gonna forever remember this little Tay girl.
Yeah, well, she was.
Even though it's been little ass girls cussing, I got little cousins that been cussing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, it's just the fact that it's like, you know what I'm saying?
A point that Kanye West brought up was that
It's like TV.
yeah,
It's just like TV.
it's for the views.
Like, it's for the views. People used to watch fucking reality shows and see them people fake fighting and spitting on people and doing shit.
Different from
like,
what's different from what we watch today? You know,
same shit.
A point that he was talking about it on Twitter that there should be an option to hide your likes and stuff, because I feel like that's what people go after the most is they like that the likes, the high number of likes, that what's it called, like the exception. You know?
Yeah, don't you like nice things?
Yeah, like if I got a million views on or 100 million,
you gonna go watch that?
I'm like, yeah, or if I reach 1,000 million subscribers,
gonna watch nothing that's like,
yeah.
I mean, you might watch something that got 10 views. That's just like buying weed that you ain't even smelt. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, you gonna take a chance, but like, why? You know what I'm saying?
Right. The point was that to hide your likes and your comments and stuff, because it feels like it puts too much pressure on people who are trying to get out there, or people who have good quality content and they can't seem to get where they want to. Or
I don't think so. I think people gotta work harder.
Yeah,
I think if you worked hard and you was like just, it's about being smart, man. You just gotta pay attention and be aware. If you pay attention to shit around you and just how to maneuver in this game for real, you can get like those people. You feel me? You just gotta pay attention. See, a lot of people don't be paying attention, so like they sit back and complain and be like, "Oh, my shit ain't doing like that. My shit ain't." These people making this music ain't no better than you, the next person. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just smart, and they made the right decisions at the time windows that they had, and they just met the right people. Some people got blessed. Sometimes God just worked, but most of the time, you feel me? You gotta be smart. Even God, you can't just lay in the bed and just pray and then you gotta actually go and start moving. So you just gotta be smart, man, with this shit for real. You could get just all those shit. You get all that. You get all those views, all those plays. You get all those fans. You could be at all those shows. It's so many rappers. Like, why can't you do it? You feel me? It's all about, you gotta pay attention. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta pay attention. Not everybody gonna make it though, and you can make it, but not everybody gonna be a star. You feel me? Not everybody can get to a Drake level. That's like everybody. What if the NBA was full of LeBrons? Then what the fuck with the NBA? You know what I'm saying? It's
there wouldn't be no.
Not everybody gonna be LeBron, but it's hella space for people to be in the NBA. You
Right.
And
there's
hella room for you to grow. It's hella room for you to get better. Some people come out rookies and be stars. Some people take 3 to 4 championships. Some people take 3 or 4 playoff failures. Whatever. Like everybody's path is that's the best thing about it.
right. Like there's the rapper Shaq West. I remember like last year, like I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
he's
in the
the
nice
producer from
yeah,
Cleveland.
yeah,
Obama, 16-year-old.
yeah, 16-year-old, bro. I was fucking wild because I saw that. I'm like, wait, they got 16-year-old on this. When they dropped that song, I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, okay, this is where Shaq West was gonna get big. Because I remember I DM'd him like last year, like when he had like low followers. He's like, hey man, I appreciate that. Like, 'cause I was just showing support. And then fucking Mo Mamba comes out, and then I fought like a year later. Fucking, you know, Travis Scott got to him, Drake got to him, and it's just like, you know, his whole he's on the career path. Like Shaq West, it's gonna get big. And like, you know, it's just crazy to see like, you know, a year ago, like, you know, he had this like, you know, cult following, and now it's just like blowing up, you know, to where, you know, Travis Scott, you know, took him under his wing. And it's just like, you know,
Right.
I feel like, you know,
smart, man.
yeah, it's smart because it's like, you know, you play it right and you take your time. You don't rush yourself. You know, things take time. If you set, you know, legitimate goals within a year, I mean, look what happened.
Exactly.
You know, you play it right. You know, if you play your cards right, you know, the chance of you getting up there is a lot higher. Doing it right.
Exactly.
You know, big props to Shaq West, dude.
With that being said, I think it's a good time to take our break. And if you want to go and get a quick plug in for any projects coming up real quick before we play some of your songs, go ahead.
Shit, I just got done my mixtape. I don't know when I'm dropping. Ain't no date yet. Definitely coming soon. I'm just waiting on some features and some shit with the management. But yeah, man, I ain't never dropped a mixtape. I got compilations and shit up, but this gonna be like all new music, just like shit I've been working on for the past like year or so. But yeah, man, shit dumbass lit, man. It's like the Travel Freshie, the Live Freshie, all these shows, all my energy just last year, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying, having a new management, just all that shit, just going through shit, losing people, man, losing friends, losing bitches, losing money, all types of shit, gaining a bunch of shit, you feel me? Yeah. This that music right here. It's like what everybody been waiting on from me. So in the meantime, yeah, I'm just catching people up for real with all music, just getting them caught up, man, because that's the shit that got me here. So yeah, I'm just trying to catch everybody up, and then I'm gonna give them all new music. So okay, well, yeah,
in the meantime, we'll take a little break. We'll play some of your songs, and then we'll come back and finish it up.
Let's go.
All right. All right. Let me see here.
I like Cali cause the view. I might rally, strike the coupe. Smell that OG or that glue, but I bet you already knew. Eastside Cleveland, that's the zoo. Take your chain and hide your loot. Bitch, we born without the who. We're number one, stay out the loop. Plug house. Dirty. Yeah, the dirty. To what they do. Yeah. When you see me, you salute. Diamonds dancing out the roof. Do the dance and I go poo. Glock 9 and I might shoot. I might fuck her cause she cute. She gon' fuck cause I'm not you. Bet she fuck me and my crew. Shit, I might go and ice my tooth. Ben Frank, I got a few. Nigga, that's what trappin' do. We got gas and we got juice. It was me, low life and Jew. All these hundreds on me blue. Come on, they gon' sew my shoe. You my boo, you get them too. That ain't nothing new. I like Cali cause the view. I might rally, strike the coupe. Smell that OG or that glue, but I bet you already knew. Eastside Cleveland, that's the zoo. Take your chain and hide your loot. Bitch, we born without the who. We're number one, stay out the loop. Yeah, that's just how it go. RP to Q, my nigga, never trust a soul. You can choose or you get chose. Gotta watch these niggas cause they hating on the low. My enemies, they close, but I'm just closer to the door. I can't let no bitch, boy, I did that once before. I ain't had no option, get these bands or just be bro. Dirty in my hand, I sit that lean, I move slow. Chain around my neck, I know you see me tryna glow. Yeah. When you see me, you salute. Diamonds dancing out the roof. Do the dance and I go poo. Glock Glock 9 and I might shoot. I might fuck her cause she cute. She gon' fuck cause I'm not you. Bet she fuck me and my crew shit. I might go and ice my tooth. Ben Frank, I got a few. Nigga, that's what trappin' do. We got gas and we got juice. It was me, low life and Jew. All these hundreds on me blue. Come on, there go saw my shoe. You my boo, you get them too. That ain't nothing new. You don't want no smoke, boy. You don't want no cancer. For that nigga bitch, so when I call, she don't answer.
Freshie's better than Gucci. Freshie better than Gucci,
Yeah. She like Freshie, I can't fuck with you no more. Get that bag, sell that shit out my front door. Cut that cash, yeah, I want more. Bitch, we try, yeah, we trapping like the corner store. That bitch bad, she got ass, I cannot ignore. Gucci tags, Prada swag, you cannot afford. Niggas sad, why you mad? Hey, well, of course. They see Freshie moving fast, might just call that Porsche. Counting all these hundreds, made my fucking hand hurt. Nina on my side, turn a nigga to a dancer. You don't want no smoke, boy, you don't want no cancer. For that nigga bitch, so when I call, she don't answer. Shorty on my copper, she about don't understand her. Niggas know that Freshie get that guap, I put them bands first. 24/7, 365, fuck your calendar. Yeah, I keep that mop and that bitch chop, I'm not no janitor. Shorty, she gon' slide up on my knob, you making plans with her. Sippin' on this link, this gon' think she brought the Zans with her. Bougie ass bitch, yeah, but I can manage her. Chillin' with the clique, so I hope she brought some friends with her. She like Freshie, I can't fuck with you no more. Get that bag, sell that shit out my front door. Cut that cash, yeah, I want more. Bitch, we try, yeah, we trapping like the corner store. That bitch bad, she got ass, I cannot ignore. Gucci tags, Prada swag, you cannot afford. Niggas sad, why you mad? Hey, well, of course. They see Freshie moving fast, might just call that Porsche. Money up, you know that's a must. Ballin' in the game, look Freshie coming clutch. Then my nigga, that a squad, we gang like Brady Bunch. Bitches, they all love me, used to hate me once.
Excellent day. Freshie's better than Gucci. Freshie better than Gucci, man. I already know this kid. These niggas on the west side saying they say, Freshie. But shout out to East Atlanta's on 6, bro.
Watch me count it by myself, but this ain't fast enough. Cut my old bitch cause she was acting up. Living life like this, you think I had enough. Niggas say they real, but shit ain't adding up. Shorty got the ass, I told her back it up. Might put Fendi on my bitch, your bitch ain't bad enough. Most these niggas hating, but they mad for what? Please don't fuck with my dogs, so your ass is dust. Stack that money up, you know that's a must. Ballin' in the game, look Freshie coming clutch. Then my nigga, that a squad, we gang like Brady Bunch. Bitches, they all love me, used to hate me once. I put faith in my daughters who I trust now. Last year, broke, can't give a fuck now. Eastside Cleveland niggas, shit get rough now. Just to make it out, you gon' need more than luck now. Watch me count it by myself, but this ain't fast enough. Cut my old bitch cause she was acting up. Living life like this, you think I had enough. Niggas say they real, but shit ain't adding up.
All right, all right, guys. And this shit was I was in my room just jamming out. Everybody here?
Good. Yep.
Yeah. I'm here.
Okay, so I guess our last topic is a little bit more Twitter about this the other day because they were all mad, they were all butthurt about it. So I was talking about my main issue was when you find out, okay, if you have an issue, whether it's like you're toxic or you have a what I call a self-diagnosed mental illness, because everybody has depression and anxiety these days. Once you find out that you have an issue or that you have one of those problems or something like that, it's no longer an issue, it's a choice. If you're a toxic person and you find out you're a toxic person and you are and you continue to do it, there's nothing else that's causing that. It's you choosing to be that way. My biggest thing is I'm getting sick and tired of people using traits or characteristics as excuses. What's up? Using the bathroom?
That is gooch.
I was, yeah.
But pretty much, it's like the way I see it is like everyone these days suffers from depression. It seems like, but how much of that is true?
I feel like I don't know. That's a touchy subject. But,
it is that's why I wanted to address it. It's very touchy.
I mean, like, so what's the question?
Do you feel like people are just using mental illnesses, feel like that, as an excuse? I mean, despite there are people who actually do suffer from depression and do stuff like that. There are also people who want to join, and I'm not calling it a fad, but that's pretty much what it is. They're joining the fad. Like, oh yeah, they Google some symptoms of depression. They're like, oh yeah, I'm sad. Sometimes I get anxious. I must be depressed. There are people who are taking advantage of that when there are people who are actually suffering.
I mean, at least
I feel like
what I don't know. My bad, bro.
I mean, what you about to say?
No, go ahead, bro. It's you.
I mean, I don't know how to. I mean, like, it's different for the African American community because, like, we don't like our parents never really. Not I ain't speak for everybody, but I know for most of us, like where I come from and shit, like we ain't really. Our parents ain't care about shit like that. Yeah. So we never knew if we had shit wrong with us or not. You know what I'm saying? Even though I feel like we did, like growing up, seeing like, just little shit, people, families and shit, like you just start like, damn, they just not all the way there or something. It's just some, you know what I'm saying? Like something missing just from, you know what I'm saying? Just like maybe something missing from me. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You will never know until you like start seeing different people in the world and just different people around that you just start seeing like, what I never knew that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I feel like same time, growing up how I grew up, it helped us because we never relied on that shit. Like, oh, I'm depressed, so I need pills. Like, nigga, if you sad, nigga, go outside, nigga, go kick it, nigga, or like, you know what I'm saying?
And I see a lot of people who argue that, and I'm not saying that I'm going to kind of agree. A lot of people argue that they're like, oh, it's not that easy, this and that, okay.
That's because, like, all your life, if you've been banking on that, like, just thinking, like, if your parents at the age of 6, like, I don't know, it's just different. Like, my parents some might have been around my sister or, like, with me, like, my sister, you know what I'm saying? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? My parents would never be like, let's go take them to the doctors. I was, like, probably, like, really, like, on some shit. But, like, I don't know. Even if I probably was, they probably just thought I was bad as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you really never, it's like, you really never, I don't know. We never really, like, my parents, or people like my parents, like my uncles and just other people, even my friend, I don't think our parents really took the time to like figure that shit out. They more so working and shit, so they just let us figure ourselves out. And then like nobody I went to school with used to say shit like that. Like unless they was like ADHD or some shit. But like that was it. That was like the only symptom that I used to remember people saying they had. But like,
I like at least what I notice is like for me, like I'm not one of those people like, oh, I have anxiety. Like I don't make it known or whatever because like that. I feel like there's a lot of people that like if they have like some like mental illness or whatever, like try to seek help or whatever, do what you gotta do to be straight. But like I feel like there's people who actually like try to like bank off that. They'll be like, oh yeah, I have anxiety, like I have like they almost want to make it known, and it's like
I feel like everybody got anxiety, and like
yeah,
just some people got some higher than most. Just like some people sweat more than others. Like everybody
got something.
Everybody got something. Everybody got a mental shit. You feel me? Some people might not got shit. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like
some worse than others.
Got something that triggers those emotions, and sometimes it might trigger yours different than it trigger mine. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's just all how we raise, like our upcoming, just like how we deal with it.
It is how you deal with it. Yeah, it's just all on how you deal with it.
Back to like, wait, go ahead, Jerry.
Do you feel? And there's another question. Do you feel that? And a lot of people say that depression is a disease. Do you guys feel that that's true, or do you guys feel that that's just...
Hell no, ain't shit no disease, cause back then, when it was Indians and all them type people like and shit. I mean, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, but
right.
I know that they ain't just had like fucking Xanax for people who were depressed. Like, nigga, they just was regular ass people. I feel like you don't need that shit unless
if they were able to beat it before all the pharmaceuticals, what stopped
them from
doing it now?
Even if you did die, like, you know what I'm saying, you just, that shit was low key just like not meant for you to die. I ain't saying it like that in no type of way. I'm just saying like everything was meant to happen. Like everything it come with you is meant for you. So like I don't know, but I feel like people wouldn't die if they didn't do medicine from.
Yeah, like people have died more from like fucking, like if they're on medication, like Xanax or like phenobarbital just to calm their nerves or whatever.
Right.
There's people that have fucking died more of that, and like people are like, oh yeah, depression kills, and it's like, well, not depression exactly.
Diagnosing people with shit like they just be diagnosing people with shit when shit come from the shit that we doing like shit come from the shit that we eat, the fucking shit that we breathe. The shit come from the shit that they give us. So that's why they even got fucking hospitals and shit like that. Cause I don't know. I mean, I don't really know too much about all that shit. Like I said, I ain't really grow up knowing about none of that shit. But I just getting older.
Yeah,
I just realized
that's like for me. For me at least, like like, cause I dealt with that shit. Like when I was like young as fuck, like I had like 5 surgeries when I was like from like 10 to like 12 years old, and it's like being a kid, that's like a mental fucking toll, because it's like you're not you have a different type of childhood, because like you're not out playing and shit, like you're out tied up to a fucking hospital bed and shit, and that's like kind of like how mine was. But like there's some people who are like they have a normal childhood that just out of nowhere they just feel sad, and they automatically assume, oh, I'm depressed, and it's like some people can try to self-diagnose themselves, but like unless they like get like, at least I think like if they get a legitimate like diagnosis from medical professionals, and they actually say, yeah, your brain's acting where you have legitimate depression, seek help. But I feel like there's people that are just like, oh, I feel sad, I'm clinically depressed, and it's like I feel like that's just like,
that's me. That's how I be. I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm depressed, bro.
Another question. When it comes to dealing with that kind of stuff, pharmaceuticals, do you guys feel like pharmaceuticals, like pills to combat depression, do you feel like it's set up to make you keep taking it? Do you feel like
it's not natural?
It's not natural, and that's the way I see it. I don't think some people, they argue, oh, but it helps. Okay, but yeah, it's going to help. But once you're off of it, you're gonna go right back to it. It's meant to stabilize you and to keep using it, because once you're out, you're gonna be like, oh, I need it again.
That's what sucks with pills, man. Like that's why like it's a fucking nightmare with that shit, because like I lost friends because like pill overdoses, they get prescribed that shit to help them. And it's like as soon as they get off of it, fucking they're like trying to stay calm, like try to live life without it, and they crack and they just go right back to it. It's sad. Like for real.
I don't be addicted to drugs, so I can't, because I never used to take pills. I couldn't never swallow pills for real. So like I don't be really fucking with no drugs.
I'm the only pills I'm on is just like my health medication, like, and that's it. Like people, like I remember people. I went to like when I had my fucking transplant when I was like 10. I was like 10 going on 11. They're like, because like there was like not like digging deep in the family, but like there was shit going on, like pills and shit, and I was just like, no, I don't want nothing. Just send me home with Tylenol. Like that's it. Because like I was afraid like that same shit was gonna happen. So like I always kind of had that thing like if I don't need it, I'm not gonna fuck with it. Like that's it. But I feel you though, because I never used to be able to swallow pills too, bro. I'd have to like put that shit in ice cream just to like try and get that shit go down.
Oh man, yeah. See, I never. I used to have. Stop doing that because it started tearing my body apart. But I just feel like everybody's so quick, so defensive about their, and I using quote mental illness. It's like people are like, if they self-diagnose themselves with it, they're so, the people who get defensive about it the most are usually the ones who self-diagnose themselves about it. And because you'll tweet something about people with real depression or people who actually suffer, like they'll say what they need to say, but they're not gonna say much. But people who like get defensive about it, it's like no. Like for example, I was talking about what I talked about earlier. The reason this topic even came up. This girl attacked me on Twitter because I tweeted about how once you realize you have an issue, it's no longer an issue, it's a choice. If you're choosing not to deal with it, you're choosing to suffer. And she was like, she tried to quote my tweet, and she was like, "Oh, this is the most ignorant thing I've." She tried to get clout off that. That was her main goal, and I called her out. But she was just saying like it's her. She was just mad. She was tweeting me mad. But she wasn't understanding my point. She thinks that I was thinking that people can just change over the night, and that's not what I said at all. And what I'm trying to get across is like, if you're choosing not to get better, that's your fault, And I think that's the thing that I hate the most. That if you're choosing not to get better, everything that comes after that is your fault because you had the opportunity to get better. Not everybody does, but you have the opportunity to get better, and you're choosing not to. Therefore, anything that comes after that, you caused.
I agree because it's just like fucking like it's one of the things the first step in doing anything is recognizing you have a problem or what that problem may be, and it's like once you do that, like you can take the steps. It's really hard because it's like everybody's different, so everybody copes differently. Some people it's just like they'll recognize they have a problem. And it's like, yeah, they can go about trying to fix it, but like there's some people who, go about fixing it and they don't even feel like they're fixing it because they're all, they're not right in the head or whatever. And they don't even know if they're doing the right thing to fix it. So it's like sometimes some people are confused. And it's like, I agree with you. Like I do. Like I'm not trying to say like, but it's just like, everybody's different. Like even like for me, like I don't talk about, but it's like when I went through like my shit, like I kind of just like was reclusive. Like people are like, oh, they seek help, they seek therapy, they like take medication. For me, I just stayed home, I smoked weed, and I did nothing.
Right. Like you said, everybody's different, so everybody copes differently. But if you're not taking any steps to get better or to make any kind of change, then you can't complain that you're in a in a hole or you feel like you're stuck in a. It's because you need to step outside that comfort zone. You need to just take the chance, and it's not easy for everybody, and I understand that. But that was just the point I was getting across on my tweet, and I was just, oh man, she came at me super reckless about it, and I just thought it was the fun. I shut it down really fast, and she had no valid points, and I just think that was the funniest thing. She had no valid points. She just came at me just to come at
me. I mean, it's just like, for me, like people, people like anyone watching, it's like people, you just gotta like knock it your own way. Like it's always good to seek help and like talk to people, but like some people aren't just like comfortable with that because they don't want to share. They don't want to like seem like they have a problem. That's why like how they say the most depressed people are like the nicest or whatever. Like it's just because like they're just like fuck like I've kind of been in that boat. It's just like fuck it, I don't want to feel like this. I don't want anyone else to feel like this. So I'm gonna help some people, like make them feel happy because I damn near know I don't want to feel like that. And like some people get satisfaction off this. It's like if I'm helping people, it helps me. And like that's why I feel like a lot of like the true nature of people come out when they're in the bottom of their rut. It shows your true nature of like who you are as a person because it's how you cope with it. Like. Because I used to think like, I wasn't like a caring person. And then, like I, like I was dealing with depression, like, you know, I was genuine towards other people, because it's like I don't want people to feel like this. Like, fuck this feeling. But like, I agree with you though. Everyone got to do it their own way.
Right. Well, I guess wrapping up here. Does anyone have any last words to say or anything they want to get out there?
Yeah, man, we gotta talk about some Freshie shit. You gotta make
you want to change the mood.
Talking about depression. Yeah.
Freshie cures depression. It's a fact.
Exactly.
Been clinically proven by scientists all over the world.
Bro, speaking on Freshie, when I saw the King German, you do that music video, bro, I was so hyped. So I was like, I saw that shit. I'm like, damn. Like, I was like, oh shit, new music video. I gotta peep this. And then fucking, I see my shirt. I'm like, no fucking way. I'm like, no way did he just do this for me, bro. I'll always appreciate that, bro. Like, big facts to you. Thank you so much for that one.
All right. Man, appreciate the shirt. Yeah, I definitely appreciate it. I think I have fucking just got that shit or something. And I was like, I might just wear this shit.
Hell yeah, it's comfy. I gotta make more stuff, bro. I'll be sending stuff to you.
Comfortable. It's comfortable.
I'm waiting. I'm looking for crew neck sweaters. I've been waiting for the recipe. I got the hoodie still.
Bro, fucking, you a supporter for that one. I'm working on some stuff. I gotta meet with my team. I just met with them Thursday. We're going over some shit. But yeah, I'm teaching myself how to sew, because I'm trying to make those custom pieces, dude. Yeah. Like, that's what I'm trying to do. But yeah, I'm Freshie. Not enough about me. I want Freshie to have his thing.
Yeah. Well, wrapping up here, Dave, if you have any more wise words to say or anything to plug, this is your opportunity to go ahead.
No, yeah, y'all can ask me questions, and then y'all can ask like whatever y'all want to ask me. Yeah.
Shit, I got a few questions, bro.
Plug it like that.
Who do you see yourself collabing with? Like, who would you love to like collaborate with? Like, if you could, like anyone right now. Like, I know that's probably like a wild question, because I'm sure you got like a good amount of like people who influence you. But like, if you could work with anyone like right now, who would that be and why?
Like one person.
One person or a group, like, you know, whoever. Like, 3 people, because like I'm sure you like music, so like 3 people.
Top 3 artists you would want to collaborate with.
Ray Shimmer, Wiz Khalifa, and I say probably Famous Dex. Or Rico Nasty.
Rico Nasty is really fucking good. Like, I saw a Famous Dex a while ago. He was listening to your music. I remember that. It was like I saw that.
I fuck with Dex, man. He hard.
And Dax is fucking wild, man. I remember hearing like that song, feeling like Kanye, I think it was, or whatever, and I was instantly hooked. I was like,
he just got them songs. He got like I mean, not all his songs is gonna be like bangers, but he got that little beat type like vibe. Like
I like his beats.
Music. Yeah, it's like he's just chopping music. And he's just living his best life. It's like I fuck with that.
If you could get a beat produced by anybody, who would it be? What producer would you pick?
One producer? Just one?
Oh no, okay, we'll do the top 3. Top 3 producers you would love to get us a beat from or work with. Who would it be?
Probably Sunny Digital, Metro Boomin, and well, I don't know. I don't really know too much about Metro, but I mean, like I know about. I ain't gonna say that, but I don't know if I don't know. His beats kind of like
they're either hit or miss.
Yeah, yeah. I probably like one of the South Side. I don't know all Atlanta niggas raw. I fuck with Atlanta producers.
If
Digital Nas, for real though.
If Kanye West sent you a beat, would you use it? Because he's a producer. You know, he's one of the top dogs.
Oh hell yeah,
Kanye West.
I would have to. I would figure out something. Yeah.
even if it took you.
No, it wouldn't take me a year.
No, it take you a year.
The longest it take me to like make a song probably like 2 hours. Yep. If I like really like that's
once you're locked in.
Being a real conceptual. Yeah, I'm like being heavily conceptual. shit like that. But
With some people, it comes natural. You know, some people are like, "Oh,
yeah, most of
you
it
need to
just,
take days." No, sometimes it just takes a few hours. You know.
yeah, it
You
just take a
gotta
couple
feel
hours.
yourself.
It'll never take me days. I never spend days on a song that unless I had to, like, or I really wanted to.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? That's probably like some album shit. But like,
I feel like
I
if
never,
like
I won't do that for the content I'm trying to do right now. Cause it's just like I'm making like just lifestyle shit. When I really gotta put like work into a song, then I take days and shit like that for sure. Cause it's about being patient. But
What about
yeah,
Travis? Because Travis is a producer as well.
yeah, I do a Travis beat.
Travis, because I feel like Travis.
I do any beat. Long as it got, I don't know. I really ain't got no limitations. I
it
hate
sounds
saying I
nice.
can't do something. So I can't. I hate saying I can't do something, especially if I only got one opportunity, one option, then I'm just gonna go for it. But if they give me options, then it's lit.
Well,
Shit, I mean, if I made music, like if I had if I had three producers, I feel like one of them would be 16-year-old or Digital Nas. Like it's just that unique sound they
Yeah,
have.
this is not hard. I was gonna
Hell
say
yeah,
him.
bro.
I ain't gonna lie.
When I heard Run It with him with Playboy Cardi and Lil Yachty, I was like, why? Like it's just the sound that he produced. It's just like it's
Yeah, this is
raw.
not hard. I would definitely. I was gonna say him too. I didn't know if y'all was hip or not. But yeah, I will make a project with that nigga.
Big hit.
That nigga Rambo too. Brent
Uh,
Rambo.
for Rambo. Yeah, or
Yeah.
Turbo. What's his name? He has a beat tag running back Turbo. I know
Oh,
he.
Turbo.
Yeah, Turbo's wild.
Yeah, Turbo hard.
Well, so there's like one more
Weezy.
producer. Yeah, Weezy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Weezy been going crazy.
I'm happy he released that the Carter man, like the Carter 5, I
No,
think it is.
it's not Wayne. It's the producer named Weezy.
Oh, Weezy. Oh, my bad. Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Let me see. I didn't. Oh yeah, this. Okay, okay.
well, up here. I appreciate you guys being on the podcast. Thank you, Danny, for coming. Also, anybody who is watching, make sure you check out his Instagram. Check out his clothing line, Refi. Make sure you support. Uh,
5 minute.
and I'm so excited for more to come. Also, make sure you guys in the description below you'll find I put the link to your Spotify if that's cool in the description below. Make sure you check out the Spotify, follow him on Instagram, follow him on Twitter, follow Freshie. That way you can keep up with his music. If when the podcast is over, you can go back, you can play the music if you missed the song. We're gonna wrap it up here. Again, thank you everybody who came out and supported the stream, and we'll be back next week with some more music, and hopefully I'll find some more artists, and we're gonna get on out of here, and I will see you guys later.